What kind of scholarships are there for international students to study in the United States? This is a big one, and I'm going to mention all 5 of them. Let's get right into it. Number 1, there are academic scholarships. Academic scholarships, you've heard of them, they are for outstanding academic performance. And the 2 triggers you can have are twofold. Either you're going to come straight from your home country with a real good high school GPA, you're one of the top of your classes, and it's on paper, it's proven that you're outstanding by the term of your home country, and there are universities who already value that. Better yet is for you to have a good SAT test or ACT test. They're the same, those are like kind of the standard high school graduation test from an American system, and we as international students are able to take those as well in our home countries. It's not required. Many people get this wrong, that they think they have to take the SAT test to study in the United States. You can do it without. There are some universities that offer you to get in without, but you're going to blow a lot more doors open when you do take it, and when you do it well. That's the big thing. There's going to be a release of academic scholarships. So many universities, if you scroll or if you Google online, they're going to have minimum SAT scores that you need as an international student, starting in the 4 figures for sure. So just to give you an idea, 1,600 points is the maximum. If you're hitting somewhere above 1,500, that's outstanding, that's really good. But there are universities starting as low as 1,200, 1,300, where you can already get your first academic scholarships triggered by the SAT. You can also take the SAT multiple times. I'm not going to go into more detail in this video since we're talking about the 5 different scholarship types, but academic is one. Second is sports. You may have heard of it, maybe you're an athlete yourself. Sports, culture, athletic performance plays a big part in the American college experience. There's a plethora of sports that if you play them professionally, if you play them professionally, meaning you're in your home country and you're one of the best in your country, chances in your sport, chances are that you can get a pretty high scholarship, if not a full ride at your American university when you are recruited by your coach. And I'm stressing this point because sports scholarships are pretty common, since sports plays such an important role at American campuses, but it's also a pretty big leverage to get to a full ride. Depending on who you are, an academic full ride or a sports full ride may be easier or harder, it just depends on your profile. But I can tell you many people are underestimating the value that they bring to an American university with their sports, because especially when you're competitive, you're comparing yourself to people that are even better than you are. So you're always seeing where we're not yet, but sometimes we forget how good we already are, especially for sports like soccer that is pretty much big anywhere around the world, but not in the US. If you're into soccer, growing up in your home country, that is a soccer country, for example, Germany or Netherlands, France, Italy, Brazil, Argentina, all those big soccer countries usually have, I think I forgot Spain on the listing here, but we have, we culturally underestimate the value of our skills in the US system, because we're educated in our culture to play soccer really well. I'm not going to go into soccer here further, but that's another leverage point that you have to finance your studies. Third is your external funding. So there are scholarships made available by companies, non-for-profit organizations in the US for international students that you can also apply for. And this chunk of money that you get from external sources will usually be transferred directly into your university's account, and then that amount will be deducted from your invoice so that you get to pay less to the university. So it's a different kind of scholarship. Academic and sports usually comes from the university directly, and the external source comes from an external source, but transferred again, not to you, but to the university. And that brings me to funding option number 4. This is not a scholarship per se, it's a way to get to help you discount your tuition, and that is when you work on campus. So there are many universities that are saving costs to hire people from external people by simply have their by them simply have their students work on campus. You can be a language tutor if you are a foreign, if English is your second language and your first language is something else that is also offered as a foreign language by that university. You could teach that. For example, I'm from Germany. I was a German teacher, a German language tutor in my first freshman year in the US. You can work in the cafeteria, do social media takeovers for sports events on campus, be a teaching assistant. So there's working in the management. Working as a manager in the merchandise store of the university is another one that my friend did. And that leads me to number 5. That leads me to number 5. And that leads me to number 5, best for last. And that leads me to number 5. I left the best for last because this is a scholarship, I'm talking about the diversity scholarship, that you don't have to do anything for, but be. Be the person that you are that brings an international passport to campus. So if you're watching this, if you're from the US, this is not applicable, but there are many universities that are looking to up their campus diversity, so up the quantity of international passports on campus. So it doesn't matter where you're from, as long as you're a citizen of another country, but the States, many universities are going to fund you just for that, which is a super fun one because you don't have to do a lot for it. Obviously, you would have to find out in the first place which universities offer them, but that's something that we can help you with. So let me just summarize. First, you have your athletics, you have your academic scholarship, you have your athletic scholarship second, then you have the external funding, you have the work on campus compensation or scholarship, and then you have the diversity scholarship that is attached to you being an international student, nothing else. And if especially the last one excites you because you're like, well, duh, if I'm going to apply for, if I'm going to qualify for anything, then it's that. If you want to find out whether that's actually true and how much scholarship your international passport is already worth, then you can contact us. Under this video, you'll find a link to a free consultation. And I would encourage you to do it now before you click the way. This may be your chance to get tens of thousands of US dollars. Click the link below, register for a free consultation, speak to one of our experts on the phone, have all your questions answered, and maybe that's the first step you're taking here to studying in the United States as an international student. If you want to take more steps to get you there, meaning watching more videos on our channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and we hope to see you soon. Bye.